So I'm going to look now at tidying up the footer. So we're going to look at this white box first. If I double click on the white box, once I've double clicked on the white box, I'm going to click on stroke. And I'm going to go to stroke colour, and I'm going to change that to white. And what I can do with a stroke, it's a harsh white at the moment, is I can just drop the opacity. What it should do is it should feather the edges slightly of the box. I mean, you could use the glow if you wanted to. You'd have to use an outer glow or something like that. But there's different ways of doing things. So if I clicked on outer glow, I could change the colour. I could soften it in that way. But we'll just go with this method on this occasion. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to press Control Plus. Let's go down a little bit. And if I have a look at this box now, the edges should be feathered. But what I am going to do, to make sure I've selected it, is once I'm on the box, I'm just going to drop the size slightly, use the arrow keys to adjust it. Now the reason I'm dropping the size is when you do add a border, what it's going to do is it's going to increase the size of the box because the border is measured in pixels. So for example, if you have a 5 pixel border, it's going to increase the size of the border by 5 pixels. The other thing I want to change is obviously these logos are overlapping the lady. Now, two things I can do. I can drop her behind, or I can drop the footer in front of her. So, if I close this footer folder now, and I might think to myself, right, I want the footer to go up a level, and then it sits in front of her like that. So, I'm thinking to myself, this is great. However, again, it's looking a little bit harsh how it moves from the lady to here, and you can't really see the picture blending in. So there's a couple of tricks I can do on this box as well. So again, if I went to the footer, so if I drop down, let's find it. So on my footer now, just click off that. So I've got my background there, my main content there, and my footer I have dropped into this box by accident. So what I'm going to have to do, get a little bit worried then, thinking I've lost it, is my footer I need to pull out of this box. This is just showing you a few tricks on the layer management again. So the footer we'll try again. The footer I'm going to pull out of this box back to here. And this time, rather than dropping it in, I need to drop it in between. So I'm going to go really slowly this time to there. And it should just drop in between like that. There you go. A little bit more care and attention rather than knocking it in by accident. So, yeah, into the footer. And we want the footer background image. So, if I click on footer, that selects the main background image there. Now what I can do is double click on that. And that's my colour palette. But what I want to do is I want to change the opacity of that. So I'm going to double click on it again to get my layer style up. And I'm just going to drop the transparency of that box slightly. So if you look now, the image is beginning to drop in, but it still holds a steady footer background like that. It looks pretty cool. So you can play with the opacity. Something like that's going to look really effective. So once I've done that, I can then go to, let's try the Twitter logo first, and these I can just move around and space them out. Obviously I can play with the sizes, but for this demonstration I'm just going to show you this. Get the Instagram logo, and all of a sudden we're starting to have a really pro looking poster. So Control minus, if I zoom out and roll my mouse wheel and start showing you the look of the poster now, it's beginning to get there now. It's beginning to look really, really good. So I'm looking at my layout. I think I might just put something up here just to fill that spot, maybe an offer code or something like that. And I think we're really, really good to go with this poster. So I might also increase this text size a little bit at the top to make it stand out more. But I'm getting happy with this. I'll see you in the next tutorial when we'll finish off, and then we'll start saving it into appropriate formats.